Uniting through food. We've been to the Al-Manar Mosque, where they're encouraging people from all walks of life to get together later this week for VE Day. Now, next week sees the 80th anniversary of VE Day, the day that marks the end of World War II in Europe, and a chance to remember the sacrifices of those who served, including millions of soldiers from Commonwealth countries who fought and died for Britain. At the Al-Manar Mosque in West London this morning, a special gathering took place, which also attracted an EastEnders actor and a well-known chef. Asad Ahmed was there.
A victorious sponge cooked in a mosque by the winner of the Great British Bake Off. It shows people uniting to remember VE Day in today's London. And in the kitchen, banging the drum for communities to come together, Ross Kemp.
6 million people from the Commonwealth came to fight alongside British forces. They were Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, Jews, Christians, and it didn't frankly matter the colour of your skin, your race, your religion or your class. People came together to fight against tyranny, to fight against fascism. And I just think it's really important that we make this as inclusive celebration as we possibly can.
The community kitchen at the Al-Manar Mosque is known for bringing people together, and they want to do it again. Why do you think it's important to get involved with VE Day?
Well, to start with, to show appreciation for the sacrifices that were made, and also in times of hardship, people pull together.
I cannot stress enough the importance of thanking those who have given us this opportunity 80 years ago, that today we're remembering them and enjoying on their behalf, and that is significant as a British, as a Somali origin, as different communities across the country.
And the Great British Bake Off winner and Londoner behind today's Victoria Sponge believes different foods should unite different people. So you'd be quite happy to go to a street party where your Victoria Sponge cake was sitting next to a biryani?
100%. You know what? I'll be asking how you've made that biryani, where the recipe came from, and I'll be giving it a go myself. And I think that's what's so important. We are all so different. Every single one of us is different. Every community is different. We can have different beliefs, different religions, different faiths, but we are one.
Most VE Day celebrations are taking place next week, and it's not too late to organise a party and join in yourself. Asad Ahmed, BBC London, at the Al-Manar Centre.
Now, Germany's surrender on the 8th of May 1945 gave us all freedoms that we enjoy today. Victory in Europe Day marked an end to nearly 6 years of a war that killed millions and brought huge suffering. Next week marks the 80th anniversary, of course, a moment when many will reflect and remember. Some events have already begun, with stories shared today at a mosque close to Grenfell Tower, including a famous face keen to remind us why we should all reflect on a pivotal moment in history.
It's never too early to start celebrating, or for cake. That was the mantra at Al-Manar Mosque and Community Kitchen today, where their VE Day prep was a party of its own. There was bunting, sweet treats, and even the odd famous face, but ultimately a serious reminder of what the day means.
VE Day 80 is really important in terms of the fact that it's the last significant day where we'll still have veterans around that actually were there. It didn't matter what your class was, what your religion was, what your race was. We came together to fight against a foreign enemy that wanted to change the culture and the way that we live, the freedoms that we enjoy and the democracy that we live in.
VE Day marks the moment 80 years ago Allied forces accepted the German military's surrender.
God save the King!
Effectively ending the Second World War in Europe, a conflict which saw millions killed and a continent on its knees. Something the community gathered here today were all too aware of.
We would not have enjoyed the prosperity of this country if those have not paid the ultimate price.
It's very important to be together, united from all background communities.
And if you think about what happened to the country on the day that the war ended, it was a celebration, but there is also a sad commemoration that needs to be done as well.
5 years ago, London came together in lockdown to remember the 75th anniversary. Socially distant street parties were held across the capital. No such restrictions this year, and preparations have started early. under the watchful eye of a former bake-off winner.
Lots of street parties about to take place. In your view, what's the best VE Day cake?
It's got to be the classic Victoria sponge. I don't think there is anything better. It is simple, classic perfection.
Those here seem to agree, as they enjoyed the first of many cakes that will no doubt be consumed for VE Day this year. Graham Stothard, ITV News.